Welcome to our Coil project. Our topic is censorship and ratings in anime, and this was created by Lior, myself, Honori, Yuki, and Danielle. I hope you enjoy our Coil project presentation.
Anime is everywhere and it seems to only keep growing. It is a part of Japan's culture and has started to become part of American culture. Working together with the United States students from Queens College, we came up with this hypothesis. Japanese audience is less sensitive to graphic or expletive material when compared to American audiences. The reasoning was something completely new to me. Omar was telling me about the localization of certain anime such as One Piece and Dragon Ball Z, which I thought were the same for American audiences. I was made aware that censoring anime is quite popular in other regions, allowing us to dive deeper into this topic.
With such an interesting topic, you may be wondering how we would go about obtaining the data. To gain as much data as possible and obtain a surefire answer, we will look at articles similar to our topic to develop a better understanding of the topic. We'll also create a survey that consists of both Japanese and American participants to analyze how people would rate certain anime, and this survey will be explained more in a later slide. By looking at the age range for the four most popular genres and analyzing the rating systems of Japan and America, we can gain more insight into what requires censoring. With the internet, we can view some funny images of some of the most popular censoring anime that possibly ruin the viewing experience. Now that we know how we will obtain the data, let's look at what we found.
So, the first article we gathered is about kid-friendly anime. With anime popularity increasing and becoming more mainstream, kids start to find themselves much more attracted to series such as Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, just to name a few. These series do contain violence and more complex storylines than what you normally see, but many kids are still attracted to it. Parents may be looking for something a little easier for their kid to understand and something with less violence or fewer adult themes, and this article shows quite a few. It has a list of names, and each name is fairly kid friendly, and it does make it much easier for people to get into the anime entertainment. Next, we have an article about 4Kids. I used to watch this channel quite a lot, and I very much regret it due to how bad the localization of Japanese anime films were, with many changes being absurd and ridiculous. In the images shown here, we can see some popular anime that had been localized, that being Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and One Piece. Only being able to watch these popular shows through 4Ks made it difficult to enjoy as an anime viewer at the time, and some of these changes also changed the plot in significant ways. Thankfully, they did go bankrupt, and now there are better localizations being made for more audiences.
Let's take a look at our survey and see what our respondents had to fill out. We had 30 respondents, with 20 being from the US and 10 from Japan. We had a 2 to 1 ratio of respondents, and they were all given the same form. In the form, we asked them if they have heard of or watched a certain anime, with a picture then showing what that anime was. We then asked how old they were when watching said anime, and after analyzing 3 images, we asked them then what age range they would recommend the anime to. The anime used are listed below and were chosen for the best variety. Before getting to the anime rating results, we wanted to know the respondents' age groups and how large our data set would be. These were the following results. Most respondents were between the ages of 19 and 21. With 30 respondents, we had only 4 above the age of 26. Our age range was ages 16 to 28. From 30 respondents, every single one of them have watched anime. No one watches anime every day. Most watch anime very, very often, with about 43% of which doing so. As everyone has watched anime, in this group, it makes our data set reliable. Moving on to the findings of what age rating on average the respondents believe is best for each anime, we are given these results. For Naruto, in the US, it's ages 13 to 17, and for Japan, it's 5 to 12, with the rest listed in the table. Here we can see the difference of each series rating based on the respondent's choice. The only animes that had the same ratings were Food Wars, Tokyo Revengers, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The lowest rating given by US respondents was ages 5 to 12, and for Japanese respondents was 0 to 4. Both were given to Pokemon. Only the US had the highest rated anime, Chainsaw Man, for ages 18 to 24. What does this mean? This means that what many US respondents may consider appropriate for teens can be considered for children in Japan. In this slide, we gave respondents images without context, and just based on the image they needed to select for which they found inappropriate. Here were the following results. As we can see here, what respondents found the most inappropriate image was the image of Ryuko, due to its sexually explicit nature. The image that respondents found least inappropriate were those of Spike smoking a cigar, Ban, and Killa from Dragon Ball.
Looking at the four most popular genres, we can see the age rating for each as well as some examples. For shonen and shoujo, it's recommended for those ages 10 to 17. For seinen and josei, it's recommended for those ages 70 plus. These ratings were given based on the content they contain, and we can see what determines the rating through these systems. Both United States and Japan have very different ratings for things such as films and video games too. The United States has 5 different ratings in its films rating system, with the first one recommending it to everyone, also known as a G rating. The next rating is for films that can be seen by the general audience, but those under a certain age shouldn't be watching it by themselves. This is known as PG. Moving on, we have a rating for teens, as this can contain some content that can be seen as not suitable for children, and this is PG-13. Restricted or R is the next rating. This is a film that's not suitable for children at all, and may not suitable for all teens. Finishing off American rating system is NC-17, which means no one under the age of 18 is suitable to watch the film, as it contains adult content. The Japanese rating system is very similar to the American system, with G meaning suitable for all age groups. PG-12 recommends that those 12 and under should watch it with someone older. All 15 plus means that films that can only be rented, sold, or shown to a person aged 15 and above. Lastly, all 18 plus is the same, as it can only be sold, rented by, or shown to a person aged 18 and above.
Some popular changes in anime are in this slide and the next two slides. So in this first slide, we can see some changes made to One Piece. In the top left, you can see the regular marine gun was made to look like a water gun instead. On the top right, you could see a popular character, Smoker. He's known for smoking his cigars, but on the left, you can see that they just removed it completely, and he just has smoke coming out of his mouth. Bottom left, you could see Garp. He has a big slash on his chest from a fight, but in the picture to the right, they just removed it completely, removing context and hurting some story plot. And then the bottom right, they changed it completely and made it into cookies instead of rice balls. So some changes made to Pokemon we can see here are in the top left image, Nidoqueen's hands are closer to her chest while holding what may seem like her breasts. In the right image, it was changed to her hands being much lower. In the top right image, we have Grimmer looking up a skirt, but was changed to him looking forward for the card art. In the bottom left image, we have a character with a small mustache, and this could resemble the Hitler mustache. And this was changed in the image to the right where he has no mustache at all. And lastly, the bottom right is a picture of Team Rocket saluting in a similar way the Nazis did. And this was changed in the image on the left side with no one raising their hands other than Jesse and James. Some changes to Dragon Ball are seen here in this slide. In the top left image, we have Trunks originally having his middle finger up, but this was later changed to just his fist. In the top right image, we have Bulma, who originally had her panties shown. This is probably changed to a different color to insinuate that it's not so much as panties, but very small shorts. Then bottom left, we have Goku, and this is when him and Raditz were both killed. This is completely different with no blood, and both characters don't really have a hole in their chest. They just have like a bruise mark. And last change in the bottom right is Mr. Popo from black to blue.
Was our hypothesis correct? Well, if you've been paying attention, then you can see that it is correct. Through the information gathered from not only the journals but the survey as well, we can see how anime can differ to the audience and the effective ratings of Japan and America changes the experience we have. With that being said, Japanese audience is less sensitive to graphic and expletive content when compared to the American audience.